Hi, this is Ashley Charles, and I am going to do my best to try and teach you how to do a tire slide on a quarter pipe on RIDEbmx.com. I feel like a tire slide is something that you do, like, you know, if you've been like pumping around a cement park for a bit or something, and then you're like, you know, you might be like maybe losing a little bit of speed or something, and you're hitting a quarter pipe not quite fast enough to sort of like air it at a decent height. I find then that's when I kind of do tire slides, you know, you're just like, oh, I'm just like gonna roll up to the top of this quarter pipe, oh, I'll just kick my back end out, and it just feels good, you know, like you just kind of like skidding in any sense feels good, doesn't it? So, you know, like you do a tire slide, you're kind of like skidding along the lip. Then you can start off on like an elbow hip, because it's a little bit easier because of the angle of the hip. You're already kind of like in that position. You want to roll at the hip, like if you practice jumping the hip, like just maybe by like a foot or whatnot first, and then you want to go just a tiny bit slower than that as you roll up to the corner of the hip. Sort of let your front wheel come out, and then you just basically kind of just let your back wheel like slide. You can kind of pull on the handlebars a little bit and just let the back wheel slide over the coping. Obviously not pulling too much because then you'll slip out. And then really like just let it slide for a bit, and then it should naturally by itself sort of, you'll just roll in, you know, like you pull on the handlebars a bit, and then as the back end slide, you sort of let the pressure off a bit, and then your front wheel should drop in and the back wheel just kind of follow you into the transition. When you step up to the quarter pipe, the only real difference I find is that your angle that you hit the quarter pipe is different to when you hit the elbow hip. You need to carve across the quarter pipe like as if you're gonna like just air it, like, you know, a couple of inches out. On a quarter pipe you pull more and push. So you pull more with your handlebars and push more with your feet to get the back end over the top of the quarter. If you're having issues where you're kind of manualing a bit as opposed to sliding, then you're probably going a bit fast. You know what I mean? Because essentially, I mean, you can do those sweet ones where you're almost like tabled, you know, like, and that's obviously again a bit more advanced. But when you're starting out, essentially your front wheel's almost lower than the coping, you know what I mean? Like you're kind of dragging your back wheel over. So if you're ending up in a manual, you're probably going too fast. So I would just slow down a little bit.
Word, I think that'll do it.
Yay! Did it. Did it.
You're the best.
Yes.